Well, hello everybody. We are live. We're live. We're running a little late, but the time changed this morning to 9:30. Did y'all remember that? Did y'all remember that the time changed to 9:30? Yes, because I told you I was back in la classroom. So we're back here. Okay, so now I got to one thing I'm gonna need to do is oh, can't do that yet. Gotta get my anyway. And now I'm confused because I feel like I need my extra screen. There we go. Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a really good weekend and you're ready for the market. I know the market just opened. I heard the bell ring, the bell toll. I heard it. Let's go to SPX here. You all should be able to see my screen. Hopefully you can. I want to make sure that this is down so we don't hear that. Are we live? Are we live? Yes, we're live. There's an ad popping up. Who needs those, right? Okay, here we go. Good morning. Good morning, Janae. Good morning, Carmen. How y'all doing this morning? Okay. Let's go straight to the Forex Factory calendar this morning. We've got FOMC member Waller speaking at 9:15, which happened already. And at 10 o'clock, we've got the CB leading index month over month. This is a yellow folder. I'm not sure what Waller said that was an orange folder, but there's that. Okay. Tomorrow, though, we're going to have some FOMC members speaking, which is going to be important. This is happening tomorrow at 1:30 and 2:45. So it's not going to be like pressing right at the open, but it's going to still happen. Wednesday in the afternoon, we have the FOMC member or FOMC meeting minutes. That, of course, always causes volatility. Thursday, we've got the Jackson Hole Symposium, but we've got unemployment. And then Friday, Powell is going to speak first thing in the morning. So we'll definitely have to keep that in mind as we go forward. Let's look real quick at what the SPX is doing now that the market has opened. We've been open now for about 5 minutes. Been open now about 5 minutes. Looks like we had a open up. Let me move this further so I can get a little more screen space. Right, we opened up. We're coming into some good resistance though, 55.66. From what I've seen, a few people have said that they believe we're going to have a little bit more upside, but that upside may be short-lived. The market really isn't strong enough to keep pushing. It needs to get some juice from somewhere, and the juice generally will come from below. So the only way you're going to get some more, stuff to run with is you got to go get gas. And if you have passed all the gas stations, then that means you got to turn back and go get gas from one that you already passed. So that may be what's happening with the market. 5,655 and some change is kind of where we've um, gone and tested before, but just know that we got to get juice from somewhere, right? You got to get oil from somewhere else. Let me give us Adam's numbers real quick, and then Jamie will be to you. Powell now faces a very different rates dilemma. The question facing the Fed at Jackson Hole is how much to cut the rates in September. All right. So it's kind of think everybody knows that the rates are going to be cut is just by how much. And how much is enough? How much is too much? This is different situation. I think Jackson Hole is where you have all of the people in his position, in the same position as Powell. They're all there, and they have their little meeting, right? All eyes on the Fed at Jackson Hole. That's going to include some interesting stuff for the week. The VIX is currently at 1543. It's down in 15.43. So that's something we can actually contend with. We had pre-market stuff, but since it's no longer pre-market, stocks open little change as comeback rally pauses. We're at 55.61 at this point. Let me go here and take us to, I don't have it. So let's stop sharing. Jamie, go ahead while I go with the next thing.
I thought I was going after earnings, but that's
Oh, well,
fine.
hold on. Because I don't have that presented. Here we go. We'll do slides and then Here we go. So earnings, we have Zim this morning, had Estee Lauder this morning, and we have, I can't see what that is. Palo Alto is going to be this afternoon. That's one that's kind of anticipated. Fabrinet, Bit Digital, BTBT, Agora, American, Fluent, Hasai, and ECD. Lowe's is going to be tomorrow morning. We'll have Lowe's. Xpeng is tomorrow morning, VIP.com, Medtronic. Some of these I can't see what they are. So hold on, maybe I can see them in another source. Medtronic, Lowe's. I'm not sure what that one says. Oh, Workhorse, Nanox, Xpeng, VIP, Kingsoft, Futu, and HT, which is something HT World. Okay, and then on to Adam's numbers. On Friday, my target was 55.85 and SPX agrees. Stuck here since. This is heavy macro resistance from June and August 1st. We are now 7 green days in a row. The plan today, 55.47 is weak and already reclaimed. 55.18 to 21 are supports. Keeps 55.70, 79 plus alive. If 55.18 fails, then we sell trigger down to 55.03 and 54.87. The gap between ES and SPX right now is about 25. All righty. Good morning to Janae. Good morning to Tanya. Hey, y'all. Jamie said he's hoping for a market drop so his rut can lock. Karen says good morning and hi there. And Lorenzo, good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, Jamie, now on to you.
All righty. Can I actually be able to present, right?
Should.
And let's do share screen real quick. And so what I want to talk about really quick for these three quick tech hits is first of all, good morning to everybody. Just to be aware, just for everybody to be aware for this week, I'm not saying that there's going to be any volatility, but I will say be expecting some type of movement about for a few days this week because for Monday, Palo Alto and Fabrinet, they are both in XLK. So if you're trading XLK or SOXL, these are the ones that may affect you this week. For Monday after close, it'll be Palo Alto and Fabrinet. Agora is actually in the tech space, but they do, as opposed to semiconductors, they more so do like they're like technology, they're like electronics components, but they're over in that space as well. So that's after close today. Tomorrow morning is Kingsoft before I'm sorry, well, Kingsoft Cloud before market open. A lot of these ones that are in purple are basically ones that are in the tech sector, but they're more so like software infrastructure, things like that, that might not be semiconductors, but they're still in that space as well. So Tuesday after close is Jack Henry and Keysight Technologies. And then Wednesday after close, of course, Snowflake Zoom. Most of us know them.
What is Jack Henry and Keysight? What are
Um,
those?
they're also in the software infrastructure sector as well, providing. They got data solutions and things of that nature. And in fact, I didn't even know that that's what they were doing because I hadn't heard of them until recently. But they're in that software infrastructure area. Wolf Speed and Synopsis are also Wednesday after close. And then before open is OSI Systems. Again, another one of those software infrastructure ones. After close on Thursday is Workday, Bill.com, and Intuit, as well as American Software. So, these morning, I would say Tuesday morning, possibly Wednesday, possibly Thursday morning, and maybe even Friday morning, might be something to watch when it comes to SOXL. Some things may be going on. The other thing to keep in mind, though, in terms of semiconductors, if you're going to be trading like AMD, technically, I guess Intel and NVIDIA will be affected as well. AMD is acquiring the server builder called ZT Systems. They're a private company, so they're not publicly traded. But AMD is acquiring them because they want to help shore up their AI side. And so what ZT Systems does is actually build data infrastructures, those data servers. Um, but AMD is going to sell that part off because they really don't want to have to deal with like they really don't have to compete with Nvidia for that space. So I would be keeping my eye on Super Micro because they do the they do the data. Keep want to say data entry. They do the those data servers. They do that. So I'll be looking to see if they're if that's one of their suitors. This is supposed to happen in like 2025, but since all of that is still in XLK and Triple Q, then that's something we want to be looking out for. Since it involves data, the data servers, Micron is in that space as well. So if you trade Micron, you might want to be aware of what's going on with AMD and at ZT Systems. So those are the ones that I got.
So what's our best way to like get exposure? And I kind of know the answer, but I'll let you give your explanation. The best way to get exposure to all these different things and people.
For me, it's always SOXL or XLK. Those are the main. Those are my main two. SOXL is what I focus on for semiconductors. So in the case of AMD and the ZT systems, I'll be watching to see what's going to be going on with SOXL. With the other stuff that was in purple over here, I will be looking at XLK. Even though SOXL is a part of XLK, because XLK is like the overall technology stuff. SOXL is really focused just on the semiconductors, and so that's a good way to kind of go with them and be focused on what they're trying to do.
So SOXL is just semiconductors, but XLK is the tech space. Is that,
Yeah,
did I hear you right? Okay.
yep. That's how I look at. That's how I separate them. Of course, you have different versions of like SOXS and
Yeah.
SMH is another. But when every time I think semiconductors, I always think SOXL.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. SMCI is going to split. Is it September or October they're going to split?
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
Yeah, I think that one's probably going to get a lot of attention and all that stuff on the way to splitting because it seems to be moving.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It has it on its 5 year chart. It you can tell that recently over the past year and some changes when it really took off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You got anything else? You're good.
Nope. That's all I got. We're good.
All righty. Sounds good. So last week our trades list, even though we had a huge bullish move last week, the 3 days CPI, PPI, and the retail sales definitely turned the market to a little bit bullish. And our call credit spreads, took the hit last week. When held up, and Pfizer held up, but all the other call credit spreads either got breached fully or partially. All of our put credit spreads actually held on in this environment, but we still end up with 11 out of 18 profitable trades. 61% win rate. We'll take it. We'll take it. I mean, we're not excited about that because anybody who went with any bearish action ended up getting breached. Now, most of these that were here, though, also came off of the moderately risky list from our watch list that we used. And that's where that came from. Actually, my video is going up today. I'll make sure to publish it about how do I create this watch list? How do I create this list? Where does it come from? Okay, so this week though we have the list here. We've got put credit spreads, and all of these things this week came from the lower risk list because there was enough stocks there on the lower risk area to make this list this time. So we've got 4 in the put credit spread area, NEM. I think that's Newmont, the Trade Desk, Verizon, and Exxon, which is fuels, right? Fuels, gas. It's called something else, oil. Call credit spreads. We've got Boeing. BP is there, Delta Airlines. I almost said the Dallas Cowboys. Delta Airlines, we've got Disney, and we've got Oxy, all that's in the call credit spread space. And then in our iron condors, we got Kroger and Morgan Stanley, things from this list here. We are going to have, if you're coming, you need to come on, because actually the options 411 for newbies 3-day challenge is at risk of being canceled for lack of registrants, right? I want to make sure that that it's worthwhile for everyone who's included. It includes me, that includes my team, that includes the people who are coming. So if you're going to sign up for options 411 for newbies 3-day challenge, you need to go ahead and sign up. That's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. At this point, that's what the plan is. What's included in options 411? It's basic option stuff. What broker's best? What kind of accounts do you need? How do you make money trading? How can the charts help me make more money? And how do I get started? I have come to understand, though, that a lot of my promoting of my products comes through Facebook. I do Facebook. I do it on Twitter. I do it some other places. I do email as well. But turns out that Facebook has decided they're basically, if you want to use the word shadow banning or whatever, they basically decided to shadow ban everything that has to do with finance. So that includes stuff like what I'm talking about, which is Facebook by extension includes Instagram. So basically all of the things that I've put on that I would use my Facebook page, my Facebook group to promote. Basically, Facebook is suppressing all of that. So it could just be that people haven't seen the information. I do have a pretty big email list, and I've told my email list, but maybe it's just not the season again, even though I put a, poll on our YouTube page asking which was the topic that we wanted to go to next. And by and large, the poll led to options 411. Um, and here we are. Either way, August 20th through 22nd, if some more registrants don't come up and show up between today, I ain't gonna say today and tomorrow, between today, we'll postpone that and go on to the next thing. We don't hold on to stuff that don't need to be held on to. And that's just a word for life. We don't hold on to things that don't need to be held on to at the time. It may not be the season. Just may not be the season. E2T membership. We have the E2T membership. Our calls are actually at 9:30. They're back to 9:30 now. Weekly training and monthly coaching calls. Again, anybody who signs up for anything of mine, if you're in the membership, you automatically get access to all those things. If you're not in the membership, then you do not. You have to pay extra for the things. But if you do the membership, you get access to all the stuff I do. All of these things can be found and registered for at the website, http educator2trader.com. I'm keeping us moving because I have a little bit of time before I will need to go back to the next class. Today is the first day of school for the university. Today's the first day of school, first day of classes. Had a nice little group of bright and bushy-tailed students who came in this morning. I'm plugging up my computer, by the way. Um, Nice group of kids who came in. I call them kids, even though some of them are, they're kids. Came in this morning all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready for the day. Many of them, most of them did. Heck, some of them came to class, no computer. Like, what you thought we was doing? This is school. Even if I wasn't going to use it, you should have your computer with you all the time. Who traveled? I don't travel without my computer, and I don't even go to school. I always have my computer. Anyway, that's what's going on with that. Morning call, as we already know, the morning call is now starting at 9:30. It's now starting at 9:30 in the morning. Okay. What stocks do we want to look at this morning? We've got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time. What do we want to look at? Am I sharing my screen? I don't think I am. Oh, yes, I am. Let me go to the other. I like the 9:30 time frame because it fits my life, but one of the reasons I don't like the 9:30 time frame is because it's a time when you really, if depending on how you're trading, you're actually starting to trade. So you're into other things, watching other things. Let's go see how Exxon opened. I had a couple stocks I was looking at that I did some research and studied on yesterday, and I wanted to make sure. This is Exxon. Exxon is on our put credit spread list. I've got or had entry. Maybe I think I was looking at Oxy. I think I had Oxy on our list, on my list. Exxon has full time frame continuity to the upside, hour, day, and week. Now, all three of these things are going to be the same at the beginning because hour, day, and week, because today is the first day of the week, it's the first hour of the trading day, it's the first day of the trading week. So all those three things are going to all be the same. They won't uncouple until the second hour of trading. Then the hour will break away after the first day, then it'll break away from the week. But first of all, these first three are automatically going to be the same. But you do have the month, the quarter, and the year all showing an upwards moving as well. That's Exxon. So the put it's rightfully so on the put credit spread list. I believe our list has it at like 115 or 116, I believe it was. That we didn't look at yesterday was XLRE. It's XLRE. I'm gonna go take a check, but it's been consolidating for a minute, and it may be looking for a exit. Oxy, I actually had Oxy as a bullish going into the gap, but we'll see what happens. It might be just pulling back to go get some juice too. Y'all know how I was talking about it's got to go get gas. Okay, I want you to go away. Okay, let's go back here. There we go with that. Alrighty, this was Oxy. Oxy on our list is on the call credit spread list. Yes, so we had here. Why is this stuff I had? Maybe am I on the daily chart? I can't tell. These lights are on, so I can't. There we go. I knew I had some stuff written on the Oxy. This is the daily chart that we're on right now. Oxy opened it's like the open was 57.91 and it's currently at 57.72. XLRE. Google. We're gonna look at Google. I got you, Tanya. Doubled inside week. We've got two inside weeks. These two were inside, and now it looks like it's trying to go on outside of that. It's got full time frame continuity to the upside. So XLRE, this mouse and the clicking is calls entry above the top of this is 42.20. That's on the weekly chart though. So if you go down to a smaller time frame, you'll probably see a closer entry. But basically, once you bump above there may be room to continue on upwards. Let's go look at Google. Well, Google's kind of opening in the doji-ish area. Got a gap that it created this morning at open, so it's going to need to see about what do we do about this gap. Tanya, what are you looking at for Google? You're looking at call credit spread, put credit spread. What are you looking at? Oh, it's Jack Hebry. I thought it was Jack Henry. Oh, Jack Henry and Associates, a financial technology company that connects people and financial institutions through technology solutions and payment processing services. Okay. That's Jack Henry. This is the gap today that was created. I need to have the volume turned on because I can't see that and I need it. This is the daily chart. I need to turn this to size now. I don't have as much room on the screen. Look and feel. Large. Apply settings. Let's go to the daily chart. Nope, not the weekly, the daily. See what we see, Tanya, and whoever else is watching Google. Even though we've got a little bit, we've got a green movement here, the volume is not corresponding or correlating with this move. The volume is not big. See, we have volume. You can see the comparisons here. The volume for today is not very high in Google. So that may not may not be enough to keep it pushing, which can be a good thing if you're looking to. Okay, I do need you to go ahead and fill in the gap. Nope. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Okay, we're still on the daily chart. Where are we? There we are. Trying to put a gap, trying to put a triangle on here. There we go. Okay, that's the gap that has been formed from the open. See what we see on moving averages and such. We're below the 200 period moving average. It definitely got some things that are going to, all the averages are kind of mixed up. So it's got some things that are going to kind of hold it in place. There is a gap above too that this gap here has not been fully filled. The gap that was from here, actually it was all the way down, but price action has now filled some of it, but it's not all the way filled. So it went to do its little piece. This was the full gap was that whole area, right? But then some of that gap got filled. Remember, we go from open to close, from close to open. And then now looks like the only thing left on this gap is that little bitty piece up there. That's what's left on the gap. The little, come on, the little piece there is what's left from today. This price action from today has gone up into the gap to kind of fill some portion of it, unless the market decides, unless Google decides it's going to push a little harder. It's got a little bit of this gap that is still, actually, it's not even that. The gap is bigger than that. Let me see. It goes, remember, the gap goes from the close to the open. So it would really be up as high as the top of this doji candle from there. Okay. I spy with my little eye, the bottom, the gap that was now created is going to want to be filled, as well as there's a gap up here that is now in need. Oh, come on. There we go. If we go up to just that gap there also will want filling. This one here got filled. You're going to do a call credit spread. Okay. Call credit spread is good. You got the top of this gap, 168. 42 is definitely going to provide some more resistance. Let me see if I see a bullish or bearish. It's kind of mixed. Okay, let's go look at some numbers. If we're looking at Google's, I don't think I need this many strikes. Okay, looking at a call credit spread for this week, probability out of the money of 86 is at 172.5. You can actually probably look at 170 as well. Let's see what 170. Yeah, 170 is like right up here at the bottom of this. And from a chart standpoint, 170 could potentially be fine. It's the bottom of the gap. 172.5 puts you on the other side of that gap. So it's really up to your sensitivities. 172.5 is probably not going to provide as much in premiums, obviously, but let's see. 172.5, 175 is paying $18. So that's less than a 10% return, and you're going to want to close it early. So keep that in mind. But if you go with 170, 172.5, that's paying $45. That's almost a 20% return. So if it were me, I probably would go with 170, 172.5 with the thought that I was going to exit early, right? I would take in the $40, $45 and then I would go with the exit early. 170 puts you up here at this, puts you right up here is your line at the bottom of this gap. And you've got a couple of gaps that it has to get through. It's got to get through this gap and it got to, this other price action. That for me would give me, reason enough to go ahead and use the 170. Of course, you got to do what's comfortable for you because this is not investment advice. But notice this volume down here is red. It's turning red. It's not big volume, but it is red. So that may give you also notification that it may be trying to come back down and fill its lower gap because it's going to want to fill the gap it created this morning as well. Okay. One thing I put here, and I'm not sure if you all can see it really good, but these dots are pivot points. These dots are pivot points. I put this on to my Thinkorswim, but these dots, I actually had it in lines. I'm not sure why it's not showing it now, but you've got this point here, 167.61 is a resistance point, and then another one here at 168. So you've got two pivot points between current price and that 170. Right? You got two pivot points. Actually, you got three because this one here is also 169. So you've got three pivot points between current price and the 170 if you went with 170. You understand what I'm saying, Tanya, or anybody who's watching? Pivot points are on there, but why are they not showing up? Why's my pivots? Oh, they are showing up. There they are. This one's not showing in here, though, like the other one was. Okay. Cool. I would think a call credit spread is probably all right. Not investment advice, just saying. If you're looking for some free resources, Educator to Trader, E2T freebies, excuse me, E2T freebies, E2T freebies. I'm typing on my phone, so you have to be a little more strategic. Can't type as fast because then you end up with all kind of foolishness on the screen. Okay, we've got the Chart Your Way to 100K free charting cheat sheet. Charting webinar is here. Startwiththechart.com is there. We've got 7 mistakes traders make that keep them from making 7 figures. 0 DTE strategy, cheat code, trading strategies for your personalities. Stock options for beginners, just a quick start guide, something you can get there. 5 hacks for trading SPX. The E2T website, E2T membership, you can go there and join the Facebook group or join the Telegram group, right? So you can use this page to avail yourselves of any of the things that are of interest to you. Anything that's of interest to you. Okay. Let's go back to remove. See where we are here. Jamie, what else do you want to add to the conversation this morning?
Actually, to thank everybody who came out to Cash Flow on last night. Had a great time, and I hope everyone enjoyed themselves.
What kind of crowd did you have?
That's about it. That's all I had.
What kind of crowd did you have?
It was like actually it was probably the most full. You know how it is as you go through the process because only 6 people can be on the board at once. So some people stuck around just to watch the game, but we had the most amount of people to date to get out of the rat race on the fast track. So that was cool. Yep.
We can talk about it again, but I was going to think Sunday might be a time that you might want to shift to, but we can talk about that later.
Okay.
Tanya said I missed it again. I was trying to get myself ready for coming to class this morning because I needed to do all my prep work ahead of time because usually I can prep I was able to prep in the morning because I'd have to come here till like 10 something, but today I had to be here at 8, so I had to do all my prep the night before. Tanya, you're gonna be able to the next time he does it, you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be ready to come in and get on the board. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I always enjoy I always
Yeah,
enjoy
since you got
playing.
a profile, that's all that matters.
Mhm. Mhm. I always enjoy that. I do. I do. Okay. Well, let's rock on. Hope everybody's trades are off to a great start this morning. I want you to trade wisely and strategically as we always do. Our trader's declaration: I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Tanya says, my youngest headed your way yesterday. Did she? Oh, she, he. I don't know if it's a she or a he. Did they? Let's go with that. Did they? Good old Florida. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen. So what I will say is if you're going to, join us for options 411, go ahead and get registered. It's a he. All righty. Go ahead and get registered for that, right? At educatortotrader.com. If you're coming, you need to come on. Shum on, as Michael Jackson would say. You need to shum on. All righty. We want you to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you follow us on all the social media platforms. And I want you to do two things every day like we do every day. Psh, psh, psh. Let's stay green and let's get this money. All right. I'll see you later, everybody. Talk soon. Bye. Bye bye.